reason why the first citizenship of 1790 was important, because in that time in America, America was only the eastern strip of what's known as America today. I've seen some statistics that said it was 92 or 93, not 92, but 52 to 53% people of color, and either 50 to 49% white people. So there was a nationalization to stop anyone else from coming over, but select groups out of Europe from certain parts of Europe to bring over here to try to change the complexion. That's important. And this has happened a few times, people. This is what I'm trying to point out to y'all. Let me get this comment right here. More, what's happening? Was it considered America or the United States? As of 1776, well, first, it was a continental United States of America. It became America when they declared independence in 1776. Now, that declaration was only a declaration. They were not recognized until the Paris Agreement of 1783 or 1786, when the British recognized them as America and all of this. But they still could not declare itself as a full-fledged country until they came up with a constitution. And that constitution, they came up with the Constitution in 1789. And in 1789, it's important because two things were being discussed while they were creating the Constitution. They were discussing the doctrine, the document of unequal exchange, to where they classified Black Americans, or what will become Black Americans, or Indians, or however you want to look at it, as the labor class, and they would be the ones that did the labor, and they would be the ones that white America would not allow to profit from their own labor or create any business. You can Google that right now. We talk the document of unequal exchange. That was 1787. Okay. Now, the document that I just showed you with the nationalization and the creation of a citizen came in 1790. 1790. Okay. In 1790, you got the citizenship that was given only for white British individuals. No one else could become a citizen. And at that point, up until 1865, the only other class that was able to become a citizen were Black Americans. Now, you have to understand why this is important, because you got the Dred Scott decision of 1857, if I'm not mistaken. We'll cover that in a minute, where the Supreme Court stated that there is not a right that a Black man has that a white man is obligated to honor or respect. And I'm paraphrasing here. The reason why that was because of the 1790 nationalization that made that was the only citizen. So when they wrote the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment, they had to, and we're going to talk about this word person. They described Black Americans as person. But between 1866 and 1866 and 1868, this is the only time that you will find. You can Google this, because right now, person means entity, corporation, government, and all that. That's what person means now. But between that small window was the only time that person meant natural person, God-given, God-made person. Between that period, then that's when Congress defined it as that. Because before, we were classified as non-persons. So when Congress did 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments, that's why they say the second Constitution that was only for us, they had to define the word person.